Welcome to Impact Board, where we talk about current events, business, and success stories of everyday people. Stay tuned. In the guest room today, we have Mr. Anthony in the building for today's episode. And also we have our one and only MC, the number one MC in Chicago, the number one MC in the United States of America, MC Fantasy. Welcome to the studio with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
We don't really know your name. Can you let us know your name, please?
Thank you. My name is, so let's start like this. My first name is Samson.
Okay.
My middle name is Adetayo.
Okay.
My other middle name is Abiola. And then I'm the son of Adeleke.
Wow.
So Samson Adetayo Adeleke. That's my real legal name.
Excuse me. Which of the Adeleke are you related?
Related to Davido.
Yeah.
I always crack that joke. Please, I'm not related to Davido.
yeah.
In case you want to help me. But my Adeleke is from Oyo State.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for introducing yourself. So now can we know who MC Fantasy is?
MC Fantasy is a funny guy. Okay. He's the life of a party. Okay. He's a comedian. He's an entrepreneur. He's a family man. Okay. He's a great friend to a couple of people. And most importantly, I'm a Christian.
Oh, Christian.
Yes. Thanks for that very sharp and wonderful introduction. Because I know a lot of people have been asking, who is this Adeleke? Is it? Thanks for, explaining that. I just want to ask you, if you wouldn't mind to share with us how it started for you as a comedian. I mean, like I used to tell Soji, people who were known as comedians in the olden days were seen as unserious. But now we see what comedians do. So how did this, the issue of comedy, MC stuff started with you?
Well, I didn't start off as a comedian. I started off as an event host, which is an MC. Back home in Nigeria, I studied medical biochemistry from Lagos State University. And then in 2014, I migrated to the US to study master's in pharmaceutical chemistry. So while I was in school in Nigeria and here, I realized that when there's an event on campus, people are always reaching out to me like, hey, come help us host the event. To the extent that sometimes some people will have like a parlor birthday party, they will just invite me as a guest. And when I get there, they will say, oh yeah, now go and talk. I'll be like, what do you mean? You asked me to come and eat jollof rice. What do you mean by talk? Like, hey, now, just help us and get. So that's how it started off. And after my master's program here, I graduated from Western Illinois University. I hosted an event for a friend of mine, which was free of charge as well. And then that day was when I feel like God just gave me that inspiration, like, you need to take this thing serious. Because I did a couple of gigs in Nigeria, but it wasn't like on a big stage. It was more like, a friend of mine is doing a birthday, you just give me small money, or maybe wedding or stuff. So that day, I got the inspiration that I need to get serious, and the feedback from the audience. That was my first event in the US, and it was big. And then maybe subsequently, another gig or the other, I worked with a DJ, DJ Flame. Everybody knows him here in Chicago as well. DJ Flame, we worked together at that party, and after the party, he called me. He said, Guy, you are very, very good at this. Why don't you start adding jokes to your event? And I was like, I can't do it though. Like, comedy is very hard. What if I crack joke and you don't laugh? Laughing. And he was like, well, I understand the struggle, but start from somewhere. So he said, he gave me an advice. He said, go on YouTube, go watch comedians, see how they say their jokes. You can remix their jokes, say it in your own way, and then from there you get inspiration to start your own. So I think that's the point that the comedy side of me started showcasing. And to God be the glory, I've held stage with one of the biggest comedians I can think of. The last AY Live that we had here in Chicago, I was the host at the event as well. So I've hosted Ali Baba shows, share stay with Kenny Black, just name it, all these top guns out there. It's been good.
That's good. That's good. You said MC, entrepreneur. What part of the entrepreneur are you from? Or are you doing? Which one?
So entrepreneurship, to me, it could be you're selling goods. It could be you're offering services.
Okay.
And I think my own is towards the later. And the service I render is people, request for my service to create events. And that's what I tell people because I'm not cheap. In case you don't know.
You're not cheap. Oh, okay. Give us the price range.
So when people come and I give them the code, they'll be like, MC, is it just to talk? I'm like, sorry, ma'am. I don't just talk at events. I create memories,
Sure.
So that's the entrepreneur part of me. So I just make sure that people's event comes out very good.
Okay.
And I make the audience enjoy their time and also make the client feel very, very happy that they use my service.
Thank you so much for that. The name MC Fantasy, right? How did it come out?
Oh, that's a very interesting one. So remember when I told you, I said I got inspiration that day. Okay. That day, a lot of people were asking me what's my name. Like I only introduced myself as Samson Adeleke, and I didn't have the stage name at that moment. So a lot of people came to me like, "Can we have your business card?" And the Nigerian in me, I don't know what, I just said, oh, I forgot it. Can I give you my number instead? So I give them my number. So I got home, I was like, this is getting serious. So I was talking to a friend of mine, well, like a friend, we're just having.
Where's the of mine? Why are you taking that
you
off?
understand?
I don't say
that. My brother is sharp. Your friend of mine on the bed.
Okay.
It was a pillow talk. And we were talking, I was like, today was actually good. I was thinking of a name to, call this brand. And I remember I have a very close relative, Bishop. I heard about my school through him because he relocated to US before me. Okay. And then I called him. I was like, I was thinking of a name to give my MC brand. I want to take it serious. My nickname, I don't know what they call it in English. Is it Panegyrix or Urukoriki?
Oh yeah.
He's Alabi,
Okay.
And then he was like, and then my dad's nickname is Yellow. So he was telling me, why don't you give yourself Alabi Yellow? I just immediately said, I just sent it out of the window. I said, no, that's too because I don't want to limit myself. I want a name that can come across and something catchy that, when people hear, they want to learn more about you. Like, what's special about the name? And most importantly, I don't want to attract only Nigerian audience. God be the glory. This year, I hosted at least 5 weddings that are non-Nigerian at all. That's good. And that's the goal. I want it to be a global name. I've traveled all over the world to just go and host event, and that's the picture I got. And I thank God it's coming to reality, and I know there's still a lot of room out there for
improvement.
Yes.
I would say, aside from going for your gigs and you're part of entrepreneur, that you say, what's a typical day like for you?
You mean every day?
Yes, Monday to Sunday.
Okay. Well, I guess this is time I need to unleash
the MC
and open
the window.
To God be the glory. Remember I said I had a master's degree in pharmaceutical chemistry. To God be the glory. I'm also one of the proud Nigerians that you can be proud of. I actually work in a pharmaceutical company.
Wow, that's good.
I'm a stability coordinator pharmacist. So I part of those who assign expiry date on products. That part I don't really tell people.
No. Yeah. You need to keep that. Because of work, you need to keep that safe.
But then, if you ask me, I actually enjoy my MCing and my comedy side more. I think I just do the pharmacy because of it's something that I feel like it just it's the real where I get the joy. Better pay.
Is it about the pay or about you love it?
So when I was younger, I think I love pharmaceutical product and stuff. I'm very careful of what I'm saying.
You're saying
because during my master's program, there was this white couple. We had like this hangout with some white Americans and some Caucasians, and we were talking. And jokingly, they were like, "Oh, what are you studying here?" I said, "I'm studying pharmaceutical chemistry." And they said, "What do you plan to do with that?" And I said, "Oh, because I love drugs." And immediately I saw the expression on their face. When I said drugs, from a black guy saying you love drugs, they're like, drugs? I had to just catch myself. Sorry, I mean pharmaceutical drugs. So I've always wanted to be in medical line. Jam been several times.
Oh,
for those
that's
who understand.
nice to hear.
I wrote jam like 3 or 4 times, and I wanted to be a physiotherapist. So since I couldn't achieve that, I went for something close with pharmacy. So right here, I would say the pharmaceutical job actually is what really pays very well, because it's stable, consistent. Is every 2 weeks, pum. But the other side of it is the MC job is actually what brings me to life. It makes me very happy, cracking joke, making stuff, and seeing the smiles and laughter on people's faces. Amazing.
Yeah, MC fantastic. I'm going to ask you 2 questions in one. First of all, when was your Hail Mary moment as a comedian? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And was there any time at all that you went for a show, you asked a question, or you crack a joke, and people felt like they want to start throwing you bottled water? Yeah. So, these 2 questions.
Okay, let me start from the later one.
Okay.
Moment that the people have felt like throwing me stone. Yeah. It hasn't happened yet.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. No, that's good.
Because that's a lot,
Yeah.
But maybe closer to it will be like maybe if I did a content or I did a joke and people didn't really laugh or didn't really enjoy it. That had happened, but I would say maybe that's more of the early part of my event, because now I know how to read the audience better. Because now I'm very, very, maybe because the scientific part of me, I read the audience. Sometimes I'm like, this is not a good time to crack joke. Okay. Maybe people are very hungry, they're frustrated, the event didn't start on time. You want to be cracking, you want to use their joke. No matter how your joke is funny, you just be like, I better go and sit down. So just a little bit. And back to the first question, I would say the highlights will be 2. First of all was the day I was able to share the same stage with the king of comedy, Ali Baba, here in Chicago. It was I'm like, wow, the whole number 1,
Ali Baba,
everybody regards him so highly. And then also AY Live, that I was, all thanks to MC Attraction that gave me the platform to host that. And then the highlights, another highlight was on my way to an international gig, and I had a stopover in Amsterdam, and 2 medical doctors, guys for that matter, not ladies, came to me at the airport and said they want a selfie.
Wow.
That was when I knew how big the brand was. I was like, wow. In Amsterdam,
Holland.
Not America. I'm like, guy, you have blown. No.
That's very American.
Oh, okay. The comedy line, it's a very competitive one. So with the new ones coming in and you also trying to stay at the top, how do you cope with that?
One thing about me with comedy is I try not to concentrate more on comedy, because I feel like there's a lot of expectation when you make people feel like you're a comedian. Then they're like, oh, you have to make us laugh. Even men introducing yourself to people, if you introduce a comedian, the next thing is they want you to make them laugh. One thing I try to do is I feel like comedy is a relatable story, because the type of comedy I'm going to crack to like a Nigerian audience is probably different from the one for interracial audience, because you're trying to get their attention and yet say that story in a way that will make it funny. Like the Americans, it's easier for them. Once you just make gesticulation, maybe walk like a lady, they're already laughing. But I'm a Nigerian people. With different immigration problems. You have to go extra mile. So for me, what I do is I don't concentrate more on comedy, because comedy has to type. I don't know if you guys know, there's storytelling comedy. That's when you do like a real stand-up, and then there's punchlines. Like one-liners. So when I do event, I do more of one-liners, because people's attention span is getting shorter and shorter nowadays.
For patience.
So people want quick joke, like just give it to me, let me laugh. And they don't want the idea of saying a lot of stories before you now eat the punchline. So for me, and I'm very spontaneous. So sometimes when I was starting, I used to write the joke I'm going to crack at every event. Now I don't even, I just flow. Like, because it's not part of me. Even at my regular job, I just throw punchline easily, and people would just be laughing, and I'd be like, I pity people do not know I'm a comedian. You know, I'm just let it go. Cool. So for me, one of the things I also try to do is I bring comedy out of every idea. Like once we are driving now, if I see something like I say, this thing is black. Look at it black like me. You know, something like just I can bring out from something that is not even funny. I can just see something reading and I'll bring something idea that I can cook together. And one thing that helped me is my phone. I have don't hack my phone.
No.
I have somewhere on my phone.
Hold on. What do you mean don't hack my phone? Oh my goodness.
No, I'm trying to reveal my secret now.
Okay.
So I'm trying a disclaimer.
Okay.
So I have a part on my phone called the notes. So on the notes, whenever I get any inspiration on the go, maybe I'm driving or anything, I just type it there.
Oh, okay.
Then later at my time, I'll now build on it to make it funny.
Because of those people watching at home, upcoming comedian, people see you as a leading light who want to be like you. If you don't mind to tell us, what are the 3 qualities that make a good comedian?
3 qualities that make a good comedian.
You have 5. Give it up.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, you have to have confidence.
Okay.
When you
confidence. Okay.
First of all, you have to have confidence. When you want to say a joke, you need to come from a perspective that, first of all, I know I'm funny.
Okay.
Irregardless of people smile or not, I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
And it's left to you guys if you don't want to take it or not, if you find it funny or not.
I'm not your problem.
Exactly. That means my joke is funny. It's just that your
problem is bigger than the joke.
Yeah, your problem is bigger than my joke. So I don't need to worry. So confidence is number 1. And also when it comes to confidence, come with your appearance. So like if you feel like you need to dress a certain way to build your confidence, do it. Okay. Because automatically that gives you an edge. The other thing I'll say is you need to look at the creative side of yourself. You know, you have to look at what mood put you in a creative mode. Like for example, if I have issue with my people back home and I'm going to a gig, I notice that a gig is not always very good. Like in terms of my inspiration compared to when I'm leaving home happy, everybody's, and then of course as a Nigerian guy now, when my alert is, when my bank account is smiling, there's another inspiration.
Okay.
When they pay well for the gig too, is another inspiration.
Money in the cocoa.
So creative, you have to be very creative. And third thing I would say is, if you want to be big in comedy, I would say you cannot overemphasize the importance of collaboration. Collaboration is big, either with those who are on the same level with you, or those who are above you, or even those that are coming from you. Like I have 6 protege that I'm mentoring. Trust me, sometimes they'll just come, Fantasy, I have this joke. I want you to listen to it and tell me what you think. Maybe it's funny or how I can do it in a way that will be funnier. And from their own joke that they are just telling me, I'll get inspiration to write something else for myself too. Okay. So collaboration is very important for any comedian because nobody knows it all.
Yes. And
then me too, I have some friends, like my friend Comedian Extreme. Sometimes when I have joke, I'll just share with him. He'll give me a perspective or another way to say it. You know, just to fine tune it. And trust me, collaboration, anything anyone is doing in this life, collaboration. And we should always learn to collaborate to bring the best out of us. It's not competition. Okay. Sometimes it's very, very important. Yeah. But you have to be careful who you collaborate with.
Again. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. You talked about being an MC for different cultures. How do you try to put the Nigerian joke? How do you put it in order to blend with the other culture so that you're still giving a good job, you're still delivering a good service? How do you work in that line? Because you can't be saying alpha to the other side. How do you work it to make it, a good job?
Yeah, so first of all, one of the things I do is once I find out that the audience are interracial, first of all, I go so blank. And when I mean blank is I forget the Nigerian in me.
Okay.
So when it comes to my English, I make sure I speak clear English. I don't try to speak in an American way because you're going to confuse them. Because
the accent is
exactly there. Now you want to pronounce another word, you're pronouncing like in Nigerian. You're now like, is this an American or a hear an accent? So I just blank it. I speak very slowly. So when I was doing my master's, one of the things that helped me, I was a teaching assistant.
Okay.
So I was teaching some undergraduate class. So I've come to realize as an African, in order for me to connect with an American, I need to talk slowly. And clearly. So once I see an interracial audience, I talk slowly and clearly. And when it comes to joke, I restrict my joke to easy joke they can relate to.
Okay.
You know, for example, let's say interracial. If I want to crack a simple joke now, I could say, okay, I'm teaching a class, all right? And I was trying to ask the students to see if they understand what I've been teaching them. Then I asked the student, I said, if I have 2 bottles on my right hand and I have 2 bottles on my left hand, what do I have? And then I'll say a boy at the end of the class raised up his hand and said, Uncle, I know the answer. Like, okay, stand up and tell us the answer. And the boy said, if you have 2 bottles on your right hand and 2 bottles on your left hand, that means you have a drinking problem. You know, that's a joke. The Americans will relate to that easily.
Oh, okay.
Rather than me saying a joke like, oh boy, alpha, more. If you see the joke, if you see the bottles where I get for 2, you know, so it's your delivery that really matters. So comedy can go across every other race, but it's just that you have to make sure you're carefully delivering in a way that they can relate to it.
You know, you as a comedian, or let me say as a stand-up MC, was, you know, I believe you may not be there yet already, but you're on your way up.
Yeah, I need a ladder too.
Yeah, sure. You are going to get there. Some of upcoming comedians, most of them look up to you. Like you say, you have like 6 protege that you know. What advice are you going to give to upcoming comedians? First of all, I'm not going to ask you how much is the highest money you ever made, because you may not be.
We need to let him say.
Uncle Sam is around the corner. Tax purposes.
Yeah. So, but what advice are you going to give to them? Because, like, with all due respect, I'm going to say this: for you to come here and tell us you have your masters, it's only people who have this opportunity of having this conversation with you, we know.
Yeah.
But people who see you as a boy, jester, yeah, man, but boy. I'm very encouraged. So what will you tell those upcoming comedians? Is it for you to tell them, guys, face your school first, blah, blah, blah? Because, you know, what I've studied about comedy is that some people are born naturally funny. And some people just look at it, I can do this thing. And they do the research. But when they get to the stage, if you are funny to you know, this guy is learning this thing now. But people are naturally funny, you will know. Like somebody was talking about one of the guys you say you went for a show here. The guy was saying, that guy is not funny. But, you know, he just have the luck. So what are you going to tell them? Guys, if you can do this, you can use this to feed your family. You understand me? Or, guys, make sure, go to school, do this, blah. So what will you tell them?
So first of all, I think it depends on the environment, where the person is located. But and I'm privileged to have lived in Nigeria and also here. I think it's almost similar, but the bottom line, the advice would be that as a upcoming comedian, MC, or even any entertainer, make sure you have a side also. Entertainment is good. There's a lot of money in it. But sometimes you don't know when it's going to peak. And you don't even know if it will peak.
You know where your merry moment will come.
So it's better to have a backup. Well, I won't say backup plan. Have something going along with it. Like me now, okay, we have a WhatsApp group for MCs and comedians in the US with the likes of Sheyi Brown, JD and all that in it. And during pandemic, there was no event.
Wow.
The reality came on. Like every one of them. Some people were doing stand-up only. But for someone like me, I was still collecting my cash from my check, from my regular job, you know. And that really opened a lot of some of us then our mind to doing other stuff on the side, because we realized that doing comedy show, concert and all that, it's not enough. You need to have a backup plan. So the advice I'll give people is try to also have something on the side, you know, to augment it, so that if you get to the place that everything is so comfortable and sweet, you can now leave one. And even if you started with comedy and it peaked immediately, make sure you have a business on the side.
Okay. We've been talking. I would like to go a little bit personal now.
Yeah, let's go. Personal.
Well, I did my own research on you, and I believe you know where I'm going to now.
Did you finally write a thesis after your research?
No. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for
you
that.
Didn't gather enough data.
No enough data for that. And I realized that like 2 years ago, you were down.
Oof.
You were down. My question would be...
So before you ask your question, you got to ask him, is he willing to talk about
No,
it?
he would decline, yes or no.
I'm
He's
transparent.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
good.
Okay.
Go as personal as you can.
Okay, no problem with that. So, like I was saying, you were down for a while, and how was that experience? Was there anyone there to help? How did the people take it? Some people will never believe such until they see, but some people, just because of their human nature that they have, they're like, okay, let's come together. Let's help a brother.
Before you answer, let me add this to it. That your experience will come with good and bad experience.
Oh yeah.
So we don't mind if you share those good and bad experiences.
I feel like the question you ask now is, I can talk for you because that's a very sensitive part of my life that I'm very thankful to God for.
Okay.
Yes, it is true. I had a cardiac arrest October 13, 2021, and it happened out of the blue. This is the shocking part that always everybody's getting everyone's attention, a bit surprised. I was defibrillated 36 times.
Wow.
Defibrillation 36 times. I had to open heart surgery, and but thank God, God revived me. I just had a baby a month before that time, so my family were really very supportive and all that, so they really helped me. And in terms of that experience, what it did to me was that, first of all, it made me appreciate life better. Now I understand that every day is an opportunity of having another breath, and that is now giving me the motivation to do anything. Like all the things that I've been wanting to do that I have not. It's not like, oh boy, you have to start. For example, I've always wanted to write a book. Even though I published my thesis in my master's program, I had to write a book about my life. It's memoir, and I'm going to be launching it alongside my comedy concert, July 7th, 2024. I'm bringing Imam, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bringing DJ Jimmy Jad, legendary DJ.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I'm bringing also a comedian
You
friend.
hearing this on this podcast for the first time.
Yeah.
This is the main one.
Yeah, this is the first time you're hearing that.
Okay.
So all those experiences kind of make me understand that tomorrow is not
we
guaranteed.
To be part of that show
Oh,
too.
for sure. In fact, we can even come and talk about the show.
yeah,
on
yeah,
its
sure.
own.
Sure, there's no problem there.
So it's a very humbling experience. Made me also appreciate the importance of medical practitioners, especially in this country. Because if that had happened to me in Nigeria, I'm not sure I'll still be alive. I'm not sure. But thank God for the advancement in technology in medical field here. It also made me appreciate how much people love me, because I didn't know. Some of my friends came together and we set up a GoFundMe, and people donated almost $50,000 to help me. So I'm like, wow. So people love me this much. Even up to now, when people see me at the event, they will still come and touch me. Fantasy, how are you? Are you fine now? Hope all is well. And I think God actually used that moment to escalate my career into the next level, because since then, everything is just be up. Like even the inquiry just went times 3.
Wow.
Everybody wants to hire me. Like sometimes I have 5 gigs in a day. I had to, give it out to my proteges and all that. So it's a very special experience. I'm very thankful to God because it's like a second chance. Right now I don't see any challenge before me. I feel like I don't even need to ask God for anything again. If He can take me through that moment. All I need is just, if I need anything, just thank Him in advance. Because I know He got my back. Because the doctor said 1 out of 1,000,000 always survive this kind of experience and come back everything in place. So cardiac arrest survivor, 2 open heart surgery, and I also have a device here. It's called ICD. It's a defibrillator. It's just in case that thing happened again, it's just gonna automatically shock me back to life. Right. So all those experience is just remarkable. Thank God. So you're not talking to a regular person.
No, you're still a regular person.
Yeah. And by the way, in case you don't know, because I'm a lover of Jesus, I'm a follower of Jesus, When I had the shock, I came back to life the third day, just like Jesus said. Wow. I'm not close to Jesus. I'm just saying like his son.
Like
I'm Christ-like. I'm a Christian.
Christ-like.
So I came back the third day.
Wow.
Okay.
That's very touching.
That's deep.
That's deep. Very touching.
That's deep. Well, I would say, MC Fantasy, thank you for coming here today. Thank you for coming here to share your experience. Thank you for letting people know who you really are, your journey, and what you're still going to do and what you still do. I'll give you this opportunity to thank your viewers and your fans and let them know about your book launching, about your program coming up, so that, let them know that they're hearing it from here.
Do I have to pay to do that?
No, you're not paying. You're not paying. This is brotherly love.
Okay. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. First of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate every one of you guys. One thing is having a good name, a good brand, but it's not enough when you don't have people who love you and are willing to support you. This is a collaboration. It's a win-win for all of us. I appreciate you inviting me over. And also, I want to thank the viewers, every one of you that have took your time to listen to this podcast. Really appreciate your time. And of course, my fans and my followers, appreciate you. I always love you.
Yes.
And for my show, in case you have not heard, I'm having a comedy concert and a book launch on July 7th, 2024. It's going to be right here in Chicago at Midway Conference Center. It's a world-class event. There will be trusses, there will be lightning, there will be LED backstage lights, over 500 capacity, there's parking. Like, everybody was even surprised. You have all these things planned and it's still almost a year. They say, because I'm an organized person, no time.
No time to waste time.
So I want you guys to anticipate and look forward to that. You can follow me on Instagram, MC Fantasy on the mic, to get more information about the show. And thank you. And God bless you all. Thanks. Yeah. Make sure you stay on this podcast. This is the podcast to be, and you will regret it. You will always learn something.
This is
I can
Impact
guarantee
Pod, Impact Pod on Instagram. Follow and subscribe.
Please follow on Impact Pod on Instagram and YouTube, because you're going to be getting impacted every time.
Oh my
God.
Don't
forget to subscribe, please.
Yeah.
Click like also.
Comment. Share.
Thank you.